Alright, hello everybody. Today we are back with another video of Scarlet Hollow. What I wanted to do today is see what happens if you side with Tabitha in everything and then start chapter 5. Obviously, as again I've been saying, chapter 5 is so diverse, so I think a big part of it is the connections you have with each character, and as we know, Tabitha is a big part of chapter 5, so I'm curious to see if you hate everyone else and only side with her if she's nicer with you, or if she still can betray you, or if you could side with her. So I'm just curious to see, and let's get right into it. Take the handle. As you take it, it sounds wraps around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hall. You're not investigating that music alone, and barely dressed. You have a door handle. There must be somewhere to put it in that put it put it that isn't there. You spend far more time than you'd like exploring every possible nook or cranny for somewhere to shove the door handle you found in the final chamber, or if not somewhere to shove the door handle some hidden exit. Eventually you find yourself exactly where you woke up, the wall where you're resting against it marked with a small hole that perfectly fits your handle. Okay. It twists and the door pulls back and you stumble through what you quickly realize to be the closet from your room. You lean against your door frame and relieved at once again having sturdy, unslopped ground beneath your feet, and moderately clean air to breathe. The East Estate has gotten to you. After the events of this morning, your body burns with the ferocious itch to leave that place behind, to be anywhere but here. You leave in a haze, mindlessly grabbing clothes and uncharged phone, barely even noticing your surroundings. As you rush outside, the morning's revelation seizing your body and mind alike with a suffocating grip. The cell, the doll, Wayne's corpse like a hand touching you as you slept unawareness. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Tabitha, everything was ancient. Tabitha has nothing to do with it. Tabitha is just as into the dark as I was, and I think this one makes the most sense. This is true, everything you saw in the Forbidden Wing was from before Tabitha's time. Still, the events of this morning aren't the sort of thing you can casually move to the back of your mind. You have to do something. Maybe there's an explanation for I have witnessed. What's been hiding away in her home. The only way out of this, alone if I have to. I'm going to someone, Tabitha needs to know about what's been hiding away in her home. Your cousin needs to know about if you keep the events and discoveries of this morning hidden from her, the two of you will never be able to resolve the dark secrets that linger in the shadows of your shared history. By the time you notice where your legs are taking you, you're already en route to the Scarlet Mines. You stumble down the road, your panic through directing themselves like a pointed arrow toward your destination. Things will make sense again, just as soon as you get where you're going. There are no picketeers outside the mine today. The only sound is the constant low industrial clanking of unending productivity. The only sign of life, the slow-moving machinery beyond the rickety chain-like fence. The Scarlet Hollow mines are ticking along as they always have. There is nothing here to stop you from seeing your cousin. Here you are, outside your cousin's office. The only thing left to do is go inside. Say knock knock while opening the door is so funny. Knock knock first. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. What is it now? Come in. You enter your cousin's office to find her seated at her desk, shotgun in hand, eyeing its mechanism with focused intent. You're more than familiar with this firearm. It was only last night that you saw your cousin use it to deadly effect. Bet you're glad you didn't have to wander through a crowd of angry miners to get here. You have me to thank for expertly diffusing the situation and getting everyone back to work. Except, of course, the people who started the whole mess. They can go cause trouble at some other mines, probably all spies from some union anyways. So what made you decide to come bother me today? You don't have to tell her everything. Maybe it's best to keep the details of what you know and what you've seen private. There's something we need to talk about. I wound up in the Forbidden Wing this morning. There are things I found there that you need to know about. Wayne kidnapped me in my sleep, Tabitha. He dragged me off to the Forbidden Wing. I found things in there. Wayne kidnapped me in my sleep, Tabitha. He what? But that's... Tabitha's eyes dart away, her pale cheeks losing what little color they had. You shouldn't trust it. You shouldn't trust anything that thing tries to tell you. What did you see? What poison did he try to infect you with? There was this cell, Tabitha, on the Forbidden Wing. Okay, so like, can I get manipulated by Tabitha here? Or maybe I can't because I have the street smart trait. Oh my god, my voice, I apologize. We've been finding our part of, or Rich or both. Just tell her what you want to tell her. There was this cell, Tabitha, in the Forbidden Wing. Your cousin visibly bristles, though she doesn't say a word, but it's clear to you she knows what she knows about the cell. It was hidden away. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's been used recently. You shouldn't have gone in there. Clearly it made you upset, and you could have fallen and broken your neck or something. Why didn't you just listen to me? At least this might scare you off from going in again. There's nothing worth finding, just a bunch of cobwebs and bad memories. And whatever this room is that freaked you out was probably just storage. She's nervous, trying to avoid eye contact and trying to avoid a direct lie. She knows you'd see it. You don't need to lay. Just tell her what you want to tell her. I don't think you've done anything wrong. Let me save here. Wow, this is so different from everything I've seen. Then why barge into my office like this? If I didn't do anything wrong, why does it feel like you're trying to accuse me of something? Make an emotional appeal? I don't know what you think you're doing. I know, I know that I'm scared. I just know that I'm scared. We're family, Tabitha. I don't know, I was hoping you'd have answers for me. What if you just didn't do it? Me the holidays this town. I don't know, I was hoping you'd have answers for me. This isn't going anywhere. It doesn't matter what I say, and it doesn't matter what you think. The two of us are living in completely separate realities. We've always have been. There is a long, heavy pause before Tabitha speaks again. You can almost see her chewing on her words, formulating what to say. I wish it didn't have to be that way. Her fingers fidget nervously around the weapon's safety. What if we pretended we never talked about any of this? Those stone carvings, like the one in the mine in the library, they're important, right? I know where to find another. We can go together, see what happens. Whoa! We're worlds apart. Reach it inpass your cousin. Wow. Where are we headed? How long have you been holding out on me? You've known since day one having you, and you made me feel crazy. Okay, we're continuing it later. Wow. That is insane. Where are we headed? The old farmer, I think there's one on his land. That's probably the safest bet for now. Come on, we're going. You leave your cousin's office together. Her usual tense posture has melted into furtive exhaustion. The looks of a cornered animal at the end of a hunt, ready to strike out and defend herself with all she has. You start toward her car, but you don't make it 2 steps before you're met by an unfortunately familiar face. Hey, excuse me, ma'am. What do you want? So sorry to bother you, Miss Scarlet, but I was actually here to, well, you see, I'm here on police business regarding Martha. Could you speed this up, please? I'm here to apprehend the suspect. The suspect? My cousin? My cousin? Officer, I assume you haven't somehow forgotten who I am in the last 2 seconds. No, ma'am. Tabitha Scarlet, owner of the Scarlet Mines, of course. I know who you are, ma'am. Then you must know it wouldn't be a very good idea to test my patience by threatening my last remaining family member with an arrest. Do you know that? Affirmative, ma'am, but I don't serve the Scarlets. I serve this town. And being a Scarlet by blood doesn't protect anyone from the law. Okay, so you're going to arrest my cousin anyway, on what charges exactly? I'm still investigating the gas leak that shut down the library the other day, and your cousin is the prime, so you have no evidence. I have plenty of the officer's radio crackles to life. Franklin, pick up already. We ain't got all day, boy. Sheriff, I'm actually just in the middle of a discussion with Miss Scarlet, trying to apprehend. Your thug is trying to arrest my cousin on false charges. Everybody quiet. I don't want to hear it. We've got a situation we need you for, Franklin. So get down to the farm's prono. Got ourselves a possible 187 brewing. They're talk about a possible murder. 10-4. How lucky, how lucky, officer, because let me tell you, if you laid a single hand on Martha's head, I would not have rested until I had your badge in my hand and your ass on the curb. We're actually heading out that way anyways. Mind giving us an escort? We can follow along right behind you. Miss Scarlet, this sounds like it might be a very serious situation. I don't think it's wise for any civilians to get involved. Franklin, quit pussyfooting around up there. I don't give a shit if somebody follows along. We need you here ASAP. Fine, what the sheriff says goes, but bring your cousin. We'll finish this later. The officer hurries back to his car, leaving you with your freedom preserved, at least for the time being. I hope me doing that means something to you. Aww. You say nothing else before walking to her car and motioning for you to follow. And you do, slipping in the passenger seat. The two of you ride in near silence, following the sirens all the way out to the farmers on the edge of town. This is the end of part 1 of episode 5. Part 2's chapter finale will be releasing next Friday, February 20th. So, with everything, that's actually really unique. I do want to save this because that's a really unique ending and I want to see what happens with that. So thank you guys so much for watching.